This is my sixth game of TTN. 3 open. Ah, that stupid 15 square, and he has a 7 up. So he's going to get a free square. And we have no compensation. I've had second turn every single game I've played. Shin Megami Tensei background. Yeah, he takes the free square. Nothing we can do about that. That's very annoying. And it gets rid of a visible card. Ugh. I have no idea how frequent it is to be able to lock in a 6-3-6-3. Kind of tempted to play that in 13 and just hope. But I think this is already a really unpleasant spot. Yeah, very displeased. Maybe we play something in 13, in 10 or 12, the diagonal squares from it, and just pretend to have a threat. But I'm not sure what I get when he just blocks the threat, right? Like, I think I can play that whether or not I have a threat because I think he has to block it. But I also think, what do I achieve? What have I gotten for this effort? You know? Like, I wish I could set it up in some way where, like, I threaten it, he blocks it, and now that, like, lets me block in the square. But I don't have a way to do that. And I think playing 2 above it doesn't do much. So I think there's a real case for 6-3-6-3 in 13. Just say, I hope you don't have this. If you don't have this, I get something. I have no information on whether you do have it. I know you don't have it with either of the 2 visible cards. Does use a relatively powerful card, but there aren't that many walls that are like 6-3-6-3 is a very good card in a game with walls, right? But this game actually has a lot fewer walls, especially because the walls facing into the sides, it's only the outer walls. In fact, 3636 has more play because the 2 added blocks only have up facing now, no left or right facing. So we're just hoping he can't take it. If he can't take it, we have compensation here because, right? Because he's gotten a free square, but we've gotten a free square too, and ours is a bit easier to lock in. If he can take it, I have to hope he has to take it with a 7 down, and that I can then set up enough combo threats to have a game. But yeah. That he hasn't picked up a card and played it immediately suggests there's a chance he doesn't have it. And if he doesn't have it, we're in business. Are we doing great? No, we're probably blocking it in with Goldeen, which is not a card easy for us to recapture. But that he hasn't picked up yet, I think, is an encouraging sign. I'm going to see the messages he sent. He sent 22 of them. Our first game with an avatar, which I picked out at the end of last video. Clearly the best choice, that everyone else is not using it brings deep shame upon their families. Alright. Stats. He's talking about the Brighton Everton game. Alright. It turns out Everton are going to beat Brighton, and that means there's a pretty decent chance now Everton won't be relegated. But it's a very funny situation where Everton has spent like a top tier team, and if they get relegated, if they finish bottom 3 and fall out of the top league, they make so much less money, they don't have ways to repay. And they also have player contracts. Some teams that expect to have a decent chance to get relegated build in clauses where if we're relegated, we don't have to pay you as much, so they can afford their teams while being in lower tier leagues. Everton doesn't have those built into any of the contracts, so they'll have this exploding cost of team that they can't get out of while making infinitely less revenue from all sources. And there's like a kind of decent chance they go bankrupt, and like this team that has been a mainstay in English football has, in the history of English football, probably been like the 7th biggest team, maybe clear 7th biggest team. I think there's a good case for clear 7th biggest team, might like not be able to continue existing. And because I know an Everton fan who is a doomsayer for them, I think this is very funny and kind of want them to get relegated and see what happens. All right, he did have the capture. Now, maybe if he was thinking so long, that means he had multiple captures, which would not be ideal for us. But now we have to figure out how to create threats. And if we don't have combos to set up, how to look like we do, or make him block the wrong square. So 2625 on the diagonal gives us 5, but not 10. Which is he more likely to block? I'm really not sure. 3636 gives us 10 but not 5, but it looks really hard to have 5 after that, so that's like a bad bluff, right? Yeah, that's a poor bluff. Huh. 3373 gives us both, and he can see that we have both. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Do we want that? I have no idea. I would like to do something with 2526 or 5464. But I kind of think I have to use Metapod. I think I need the combinative play. But I hate that he can see both. I really hate that. And I kind of want to bluff it with something else. With 2526. Kind of want to just bluff. But I think I should play properly. But I really need to start getting those cards out of my hand. We can't have an endgame where he can see all my cards. Right, I'm allowed to have one card he can see at the end on second turn, but I'm not allowed to have two. And I really prefer to have 0. We saw last game I played that I ended up being able to tie somewhat comfortably on second turn because I could create a really substantial threat. Or I could do things that his Dratini couldn't play against. And so his Dratini was a dead card. And I think playing against the cards you see, making sure that they can't do anything useful on board, is probably a pretty effective way to play. You know, the worst outcome of this turn for me, and the reason my move might not have been so good, is if he has a good way to use 5166 or 5733. And I think he does. Like, if he just played one of them in, like, 3, how do I know which square he has in combos? Maybe he should play one in above 7363, above the ogre in 11, right? That he just has ways to get rid of them, and it's not clear where I can go safely without getting comboed back. In fact, I think the 11 option is really good. Just drop a card in 11. It's hard for me to do something in 10 because anything I do, he can combo through Metapod. Yeah, I think I'm going to lose this game pretty badly if he does a move like that. Now, it might be that, yeah, exactly. So I can take the combo, but he has lots of combo options back, and I only have 5. I don't have combos elsewhere. What to do? Do I block 7? I could block 7. Just say this square is dead to me. But again, if he is 5, I'm so screwed when I play inevitably in 10. Sorry, in 12. In 10. No, in 10. I can't just do diagonals forever. I'm on second turn. That's not the way to play. There's a certain type of player that just takes 10. I think there's an argument for that, but I have no play anywhere. I think I need to keep open 5 and 10 and hopefully until he has fewer cards left and remove squares where he might have other play. Now, one thing I dislike about 2625 in 7 is maybe he has a combo in 8, in which case it's all over. But yeah, this game's going to go badly for us. This game, like, he had the free square, we didn't. I happen not to be able to set up very comfortably against his cards. I just don't have enough squares. We're going to remove squares he has and keep squares we have on the board. And maybe get rid of our open cards or visible cards. And we also have 3636 and 12 as a possible combo through 5733. Like that could flip 2625, flips 3373. You know, maybe there's some stuff there. But woe is me getting 6 second turns in a row. Which I know people have had far worse in when playing more competitions, but 3 of those were in a competition. And I do think second turn is really difficult here. I think last turn combo, or last turn whatever, is just quite powerful. It's much easier for first turn to be able to play on the diagonals, and as I think we saw the last 2 games, I was successful in locking in a fair number of cards and was still just trying to find ties in the endgame. So, alright. All his cards are visible. Now, no, we're in pretty good shape now, maybe. No, maybe not. I was thinking it's really nice that we have the combo in 12. But if he can set up any one card to have multiple squares, no, the combo has to go through Metapod right now. I mean, I think I have to play Goldeen in 5. And if he has stuff, he has stuff. But we have to take it. It is really, my one hope here is that 3636 can land in 12. So I'm going to flip 2 cards here. I'm going to be up 7-5. No, that means I'm dead, right? Because I'm only up 7-5. Score matters so much more here. It's so hard to keep. So, yeah, I will go up 7-5. If he has the combo in 1, he can just play anywhere else flipping something. And because I have to block 1, then he'll be able to capture 1 or Metapod next turn. Yeah. So if he has 1, I lose. And he's kind of saying he has 1. If he has 1 and plays it smart. But I don't think there's a lot we can do about that. Yeah. I don't think there's a lot we can do. At some point, he's going to have that combo. I would rather hide the fact that I have play in 12. I would rather play the thing he knows I have rather than something else. I think it is worth having somewhat secretive what I can do here. Actually, if he has the combo in 1 and he plays in 3 here, I do go 12 because the combo in 1 only flips back 3 cards. Only flips back 3 cards. Do we have hope? He does have 1. And now I just really need to hope he doesn't have play against... actually, I have a same in 2. So how do we want to do it? Do we want to go through 2 or do we want to go through 12? If he has 8, I lose. If he has 8, I lose. If I go through 12, there's a 3 and a 6 touching. If I go through 2, there's a 6 and a 2 touching. Now, I'm not sure why he would play this order, unless he does have the other card. But I have to take the combos. And no matter what... No, if I go in 12, 2, 6, 2, 5, this flipped 5. This flipped 6. So if I go in 12, I'm going to flip 11, 10, 9, and 13. Currently down 9-3. I would go up 7-5. he would need a double capture. If I go in 2, I flip a whole lot more, and I win if he doesn't have the combo. I think I gotta take the risk, but there is a case for going 12, right? Because even if he has the combo on the 2-6-2-5, he still needs to take a 3 as well, which is good chance but not a given. But I'm going to go, think this is a time to go ambitious. He has 8, he has 8. Yeah. Can't tell if that card in 1 has an element or horrifically bad breath. Why not both? I took the move that has much better chance to win because I'm now at 9-3, but slightly higher losing chances as well, right? Because if they do have 8, then the other one I had a chance to tie, and this one I lose. Yeah, we got there. Okay. Oh, congrats to me. I might be overly afraid of ghosts. I've had so few combos that my opponents might as well. Maybe he should have gone, instead of going 1 immediately, I think you keep 1 open and go 3. But that might have been a little scary for him to do, because what if I block 1? But even then, he's made it 6-6, and 6-6-6-1 is the capture on Metapod, so he wins there. So I think he should have played... guy, I can't remember what that guy is called from Mario. I think he should have played that in 3. And kept the thread of 1 open. Yeah. I think score matters. I think he instead of capturing the 2 cards so he could lose by 2, he intentionally lost by 6 here so he could count it for the achieving certain things every month, the bonus. That's smart. I think so. My biggest takeaway right now from TTN is keeping track of score is much more relevant. In TTA, it is much more important to keep track of who has locked in cards. And in TTN, a lot of things come down heavily to score. That there are positions that my fundamentals, I forget if it was 1 or 2 games ago, but there were blocks in 11 and 14, and the squares, the right column got filled up in a way I thought was advantageous to me, and at the end of it, I was still trying to find ways to force a tie because I wasn't ahead on score. I was ahead on lock-ins, but I wasn't ahead on score. I was neutral on lock-ins. I was doing fine there, but that wasn't enough for second turn to have good play. So I don't think I can take this game, but if we can, this will be the start of the next video. But I think score, yeah, we cannot. We don't have enough level 10s. But I think score matters substantially more here. Also, I want to say, quite proud of myself for winning a game where I was on second turn and the opening was so bad for me, right? Where he got a free square, it turned out to just be free for the game. And when I tried to get a free square back, he was able to take, and I did not have immediate combo play there. So I think that was probably my best game of TTN yet.